Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research analysis before making any investment based on your personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our website or podcast and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. What's up, my future one percenters? This is Marathon Money, brought to you by Wincrease.com. I'm Cam Jones, Prince of the Stock Market, and I'm with the big homie, Kenny Coins. What up?
What up, man? You already know it's a beautiful week.
Already know
the market
up bigly.
Blast off.
Bigly. I mean, I last week, man, I thought we were going to be down this week. Obviously, I was wrong. I think the NASDAQ hit a record high, everything up. I mean, we still in that.
S&P's close to 3,000.
I feel like we still in that, well, I don't feel like we are still in that overbought area, but like we said, man, stuff can stay in the overbought area for a while. And I remember you said,
we been there. We left, came back. So it just proves to you we've been in this cycle for almost a year and a half. So
yeah.
When we tell you can be overbought for years, you can be overbought for years. Like, it's just the way things are, man. People just keep buying. Now, I heard somebody said, I don't know how true this is. I don't know if Cam thinks this is true. The stock market is not really reflecting what the economy really is. Do you think that's true?
So the stock market is doing good. So they're saying that the economy is not good. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Man. Okay. I'm just going to be honest, right? And it's going to sound a little bit heartless, but I really don't care what the economy's doing because I don't care about stuff that I can't control. I can't control the economy. I only care about, so if I'm in stocks, the stock market is up. I don't care if the stock market is up on some rumors that aliens exist. As long as my portfolio is up, it don't matter to me.
I'm good.
You know, I really feel sorry, though, for the people, two people. I feel sorry for people that buy and just hold forever. And I feel bad for people who just aren't in. I feel bad for people that buy and hold because they miss so much. So if
I buy and hold all the time, man.
I mean, I buy and hold too. But when I say buy and hold, I don't mean like, you bought 4 months ago.
All you do is buy and hold.
Yeah, if you don't trade, right, you really, really miss out because like when we said get rid of what's the stock you don't like that we had? DocuSign.
Yeah.
So we said get rid of DocuSign. It was like $54 it was $55. And it went all the way down to 43. So I got rid of mine at 55 and now I bought it back at 50. Right? And now it's at I think it's at like 52 something, which is not a huge gain, but those are the kind of gains that you can take in these kind of swings, and you just miss that that money. And then for the people that they just aren't in it, I just feel real bad for them.
To tell you the truth, it's really just the people that just aren't in it. See, you got to give it to the props to the people that are at least buying and holding.
Okay, I can give you.
Yeah, you got to give it to them. You know what I mean? Because they might not be able to stomach a swing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A swing can take a couple of days. They might not even be able to stomach. So you got to give it at least to the people that buying and hold. People that are not in at all.
I feel bad for you. Feel bad.
I said this a long time ago. Either you start investing now, or you're gonna find yourself investing big later.
And later is always worse.
It's always worse later because now you're fighting against real time. You 50 years old, and you
Yeah.
12 years away. You 12 years away from retirement. Talking about I need to come up with $500,000 so I can retire.
You can do it, but
You can.
it's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be a rough 12 years. Nobody says you can't. It's gonna be a rough 12 years. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be every paycheck is gonna be 40 to 50% coming out of your paycheck instead of a measly 5-6%.
And then
Or maybe, yeah.
when these little swings do happen, right? It gonna hit you real hard. Your decision
Oh,
making gonna be all off. Like,
because you can't take those kind of swings. You can't because those risks. Because think about it, if you want to buy a hold and you try to hold for 12 years, you get a DocuSign where from $57 all the way down to 48.
oh, you
You're
done
gonna
had a
be
heart attack.
you're gonna have a heart attack because that 48 you don't really know if it's gonna go back up to 57 for it could take a whole 7-8 months.
Right.
That's an 8 months process that just took.
And then you might
So
get out. You might try to cut your losses and get out somewhere around 45, and then it go back up to 50 something.
so it's really just a fight. So to tell the truth, if you don't start now, you don't get on that train now. Yeah, the train might be moving slow now, but let me tell you, the train move at the same speed. Time goes at the same speed no matter what. But when you 50 years old, you'll see like the train be moving fast as hell.
Yeah.
Am I right?
That train be speeding at about 50, about 40. If things start speeding, you like, whoa.
You think it dark? It's still moving the same pace. It's still going at the same exact pace. But for some reason, when you hit 50, everybody says the same thing. It start moving even faster. But it's still going at the same space. To tell you the truth, if you don't take the risk now, you're gonna take the risk later. Either way, you're gonna have to take the risk.
You're gonna have to take
It's just
unless you come
the
up on
choice
the
is
lottery or something like that.
Yeah, unless you win the lottery, but you still gonna have to take a risk because you still gonna have to invest.
Yeah,
It's the only way you're gonna be able to
you
keep
got
the
to make
money.
that money last somehow.
Yeah. So I don't care if you have 50 million. There's people that have made $500 million in the lottery and that they turn around
Broke.
10 years later broke. You know what I mean? You didn't think it was possible, but it is. I'm just saying if you don't take the risk now, you will take the risk later. And that's really it.
That's why Marathon Money is here. Marathon Money is here to help.
You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the process of it. You got to go through the process and you got to take the risk, and that's how it works. So, like Cam said, I feel real sorry for the people that are just not in.
Yeah. And the people that aren't in, they'll see record highs on the news or something, and then they decide to get in. I can't say it's a bad time to get in, but that's a bad time to get in.
It's a bad time to get in. Trust me. If you getting in, it's just like if you getting in when everything's going great. Trust me, man. You ain't really you making like 2, 3, maybe get lucky, make a whole 10%.
But you're still susceptible to those swings, though.
You're still susceptible to those swings. Then the market could just turn around and then take a huge 50, 60% windfall.
And then you mad at everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You mad at everybody. You know what I mean? The
Talking
best
about
time
the market
to get
rigged.
When is that 60, that 30, 40, 50% drop? That's when it get in. When things are bad.
But, if you ain't in yet, and you hear record highs, you want to get in. And right when you get in, the market start correcting itself. And then you done lost, you done lost. And then when it corrects themselves, you don't buy, you don't average down. You don't buy, any more stuff low. It's just, I don't know, man. The cycle is just.
That's why I think it's so bad when people who start out first trading, they make the first trade and they hit like big. They put like $200 and that $200 turn into like $3,000, something crazy.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody. It does. It really does. And then they be thinking they're the best trader in the world. Oh, I got the talent for this. 2 days later, that $3,000's wiped out. Plus some more. And some more. Them whole 401k is gone.
Yeah. Now that train seems like it's moving at Elon Musk Hyperloop speed.
Yeah, money just leaving your account. That's what I'm saying. Like when like Cam said, when people get in when it's all time high, it's the same way you're getting in when you hit that first trade and you get real lucky. Because when you hit that all time high, yeah, you probably gonna get immediately 3 to 5%.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like guaranteed because everybody flood the market.
Man, so I'm glad that we talking about this because one of the topics for today is comparing Robinhood to WeBull. I don't know if it's WebBull, WeBull, but we're going to compare it. And for people that don't know what it is, it's just a brokerage account. Brokerage account, when you open it, just lets you buy stock, but lets you buy securities, stocks, ETFs, things like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna compare the two real quick, man. I'm just gonna start it up. So I guess one of the things that I'm gonna just put it out there, I like WeBull, WebBull, whatever. I like that better than Robinhood. So this might be a little bit biased, but on Robinhood, the reason why I don't like Robinhood the most is because it takes too long to get in and out of a stock. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean when I put my sell order in, like it takes long to fill. It doesn't. It takes the same amount of time. But if you trade, you know that time is precious. And that little 1 second that it takes, extra 1 second that it takes to put in an order, that could be the difference of, you losing a ton of money right there. And on Robinhood, to buy or sell a stock, I counted the amount of screens that I have to go through to buy or sell. 6 different screens I got to go through if I want to put in a limit order. On WeBull, it's only one screen. So that's what I mean when I talk about it's faster to trade.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
On WeBull, is there any fees?
No fees.
There's no fees on Robinhood either.
No fees on Robinhood. Now there's a little asterisk. So Robinhood has Robinhood Gold. I forgot how much gold costs. I think it's $10 a month. And WeBull has their own version of gold where you get different kinds of reporting and things like that for $9.99 a month. But I'm just comparing the free tiers right now because I don't subscribe to Robinhood Gold or the paid WeBull version, and I don't think a lot of people would either. So no fees. So they're the same in that route. Also they're the same as far as if you give people a referral link, you get a free stock. So those things are the same. Now the charting tools on Robinhood are trash. I mean,
oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Robinhood is a commercialized free trading app.
Right.
It's really just a commercialized free trading app. It's really just like going to McDonald's, honestly.
And it's not really built. My bad. Go ahead.
Instead of going to like a nice, sit down like instead of going to like Five Guys, you go to McDonald's because it's just cheaper.
More convenient.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that great. It's still free. You know what I mean? You still get everything you want. You still get a burger. You still get a fry. But at the end of the day, you go to Five Guys, you buy into that burger, you're buying into something. Robinhood is McDonald's. That's how I see it. Because they still have everything, a burger and fries, shake, whatever you need is there, but it's just not that.
It's not as
great.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. So the charting tools terrible. Now WeBull, their charting tools are excellent. It's probably number 2 that I've ever used. Number 1, obviously Thinkorswim. They did a very good job at copying Thinkorswim. Now this is the desktop version of WeBull. So they do have a desktop version for you to download, and it looks almost exactly like Thinkorswim. I mean, the only problem that I have with WeBull's desktop app is I can't figure out how to set like stochastics and things like that, stochastic indicators. I can set like RSI and stuff, but it seems like all the indicators aren't there. Thinkorswim, obviously, they have everything. But if we're comparing Robinhood and WeBull, and WeBull's charting tools hands down. I mean, it's number two. Thinkorswim number one, WeBull number two. Um, Another thing that's different about them is on WeBull you can trade from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. So pre-market starts at 4 a.m. And the after hours ends at 8 p.m. Robinhood you can only trade from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you get more. You can basically trade all day on WeBull. As long as some stuff is moving. So that is a big difference. Obviously, Robinhood has options. WeBull, they do not. So I think WeBull will be adding it, but that's one thing that Robinhood has over WeBull. But with options on Robinhood, man, when you have to go through all these screens to try to get rid of your position or get into a position, sometimes, man, that hurts when you're gonna your buying price, because this, like I said, man, this stuff starts moving fast. But that is one thing that Robinhood has over WeBull.
Can I? I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
You know what? I have a hard time with these free services, no commission fee services. At first, it's a great idea. You ain't gotta pay nobody $3.99, $5.99, $6.99 to make a trade. It's a phenomenal idea, but also when you had those fees, you didn't really have these problems. See, I think when you take away commission fees, you lose that service of I want to be excellent.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You do lose that service. I want to be excellent. And when that happens, you get advantages and disadvantages.
Well, I think that if we're talking about overall, so we're comparing Robinhood and WeBull, but let's just throw in everything real quick.
Yeah.
Overall, I think Ameritrade is the best.
Oh yeah,
Ameritrade is the best, hands down.
Because even Cam is right. Even with the feed, it's still the best, because the truth is, when you can place about 1,000 trades on WeBull and Robinhood, and if you call, they don't care.
Right.
Place 1,000 trades on Thinkorswim.
They trying
when you call.
Yeah, they answering. They trying to help you.
The phone. You know what I mean? And I think when you lose that, you lose a certain level of excellence that's put in the trade. Now, you call, hey, something wrong with your platform. It went down. I placed the trade and didn't catch at the price I wanted to catch at. Well, sir, it's for free.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you can even call, most of these, like Robinhood, I'm glad you brought that up. Robinhood and WeBull, you can't call. You can only, contact them through the app.
Email.
Yeah.
So you're kind of you stranded. Now, Thinkorswim, you have to have a calling app. Ain't nobody paying $6.99 and I'm sending an email. No,
right. Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, outside of the customer service, part of Ameritrade, I mean, their tools are just better. Also,
yeah. Outside, but to tell you the truth, man, the problem between these two companies, WeBull and Robinhood, let's be honest, man, all of this stuff has to do with customer service.
Yeah.
It really is. And that I have a feeling in the future that's going to be a humongous problem. And I think the free commission, free no fees and all that stuff, no commission fees and all that things, I think that's going to be slowly done away with. Because I'm starting to, the more I realize, somebody said it perfectly, man. You can't keep doing stuff for free, because eventually it'll stop working. And that's the truth. It will. And I never thought I'll be the one to say this, because I like getting free things for free. But I honestly, I'd rather just get good service and just pay the trading fee.
I feel you.
To the point, the trading fees got so low to the point where some of them are $2.99 now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd rather just pay the trading fee. You know what I mean? It's Chase now, the trading fee is ridiculously low. I'm just surprise. Those things like $4.99, and that's Chase Bank, J.P. Morgan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that the biggest disadvantage of these two, I think in the future it will start to affect how people trade, and people are going to slowly start realizing I rather have a fee based account than have a free account. Free account, I'll just use it as play.
Well, speaking of that, um,
Yeah, I don't know what you think about that.
nah, I agree with you. I mean, I've reached out to Ameritrade like, hey, can you lower my commissions? And I'll
I
trade on here. I'm willing to pay to trade on your platform and move off of
I
trading
remember when you
options and
did
stuff
that.
on Robinhood.
I remember when you did that, and they
And
did it.
they did, but they did not. They did, but they didn't. They took it back. Um, so I'm still trading most of my stuff on Robinhood just because Robinhood has options. But when WeBull gets option, I'll be trading on WeBull.
Yeah, no. The thing is, uh, it's not. It might not happen now, but it will slowly happen later in the future.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, like big banks are starting to get into the trading game, like Chase, where they have like platform like TD Ameritrade, and when the space start getting filled and the competition start getting filled, the price of it is gonna be cheap. Don't be surprised if you start seeing after 20 trades you get 50 trades for free.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get surprised when you start seeing that. And then I have a feeling a lot of it's gonna come down. We're a very our generation, we're very a service based generation. If your service sucks, we ain't coming to you. Straight up. We're getting to a point where if your service sucks, we ain't coming to you. You have to have good product, good service.
Um. So I just want to hop back into the Robinhood WeBull. Robinhood, I feel like their suggesting of stocks are better than WeBull. When I go to, if I want to buy a DocuSign or something, it gives me like other suggestions of stocks that I may not have ever heard of, and I can look up like, oh, I didn't know that company, had stock or whatever. But Webull, they don't do a real good job at that. Robinhood, you cannot invest in IPOs. Webull, you can. You can invest in IPOs on Webull, and I think that's pretty big. Um, you cannot paper trade on Robinhood, so you can't, get your feet wet in the market, test your skills a little bit. Webull, you can paper trade, so that's pretty good. Robinhood, there's no social media community underneath it. I don't know really if that's good or bad or not. I'm just telling you the differences. But Webull, they do. You can talk about. They have like a mini stock twits on there. You can talk about different investments with
Yo,
with other people and
stock
stuff.
twist. I don't know if you ever been on. I don't know if anybody out there who's listening been on that platform. I seen the biggest arguments over. I never like thought of my life before I got that app. I mean, people would argue over stocks, like full
Yeah,
blown have fights.
I mean, I still use stock twits, man, because I like to see what people are saying about the stock. So sometimes people they know more about the news of that particular stock than I do. So if I see something dropping or going up, I might, if I don't know why, I might go on there and see, what happened. Did this company buy a company having some issues or
Yeah.
something?
No, the stock twist is no. Don't get it twisted. It's very informative. It's just I think it's funny when you see a full blown out, and then after that, they're blown out fight, and then they talk about, oh, I know the stock's gonna go up, and then that person that started that whole commotion, and the stock goes down.
Man, I had so many arguments on stock twits in the early days of Teledoc. So many arguments on there. But
It's
hey,
just
guess who came out on top? That's back when Teledoc was $15. Now where it's at. So
yeah, I know, but the but at the end of the day, now thinking about it, it's probably better than us just sitting there talking about how many NFL teams, how many guys made money. We talking about stocks, you know what I mean? We talking about something that benefits everybody in that group
right.
one way or another. I think that might, if you see it in that light, You know what I mean? It makes you say like, I at least this is at least a purposeful like educational fight.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? So, but just get back to WeBull and Robinhood. I gotta see what WeBull's are about. I have a Robinhood account. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I do it because I get free stocks,
right.
but to tell you the truth, I'm not really. I just use my Thinkorswim. You know, it doesn't cost me too much. I rather deal with the fees. Um, I think I don't. When something goes wrong, I don't want to be emailing somebody. I want to get on the phone and call. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. But we
And that's my thing. And because when something does go wrong, you get an email, you gotta wait 5 to 6 business days before we can email you back. What? Nah.
right. I think we both agree Thinkorswim's the best platform. But
But yeah,
you know, we
Thinkorswim is probably the best platform
we
out there.
we're, we're comparing Robinhood, Webull though. So we get back to that. Um, Robinhood, they both the deposits are both the same. You know, thousand
Yeah,
dollars. Webull, $1,000. You get it instantly. Uh, both give free stock referrals. I think I mentioned that already. Um, transferring stocks from Robinhood. So if you want to transfer stocks uh from Robinhood to like Ameritrade, it shuts down. Robinhood will shut down your whole account. While Webull, they won't shut down your whole account, but you are charged a $75 fee if you want to transfer um, stocks from them to another brokerage.
sure,
Uh,
that's a hefty fee.
that's a big fee. But I remember when I asked Robinhood when I was trying to move some stocks that I had from Robinhood to Ameritrade, and they said, "Yeah, if you do it, we can do it, but we're gonna shut down the account." And I'm like, "Why?" And they gave me a really good answer. They said because our platform is free, and if you
You
buying
see?
free
Didn't
stocks,
I just say that?
if you buy commission free stocks and then moving it over to another brokerage, that doesn't help them. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
doesn't.
it just that's what I'm saying. Like to me, that's why I say I'd rather check out Webull than Robinhood because the truth is, it's like once you start getting to that commission fee base where there's no fees at all, you're really at their mercy.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
You really is. You're really at their mercy because you're getting a free product, but now they got full control of you. You know what I mean?
One
And that's yeah.
One other thing, the last thing I want to mention about the comparison of the two is you can invest in over the counter stocks on Robinhood. Not all of them, but you can invest in some of them. You cannot invest in over the counter stocks on Webull. So if you want to buy like Nintendo, you can't buy it on Webull, but you can buy it on
Well, that might be a
Robinhood.
good thing though.
Right, yeah. I mean the most popular over the counter stock is Nintendo though. Like when Nintendo came
Yeah,
out with
but
that
still,
Mario run, everybody wanted to buy Nintendo stock, but it wasn't available to purchase.
it might just be a good thing though, because people don't need to be buying penny
Yeah, you don't
stocks.
need to be buying the pink sheet stuff.
Yeah, unless you really, really know what you Tim Sykes or something. You know what I
so
mean? Unless you him.
so I mean that's the breakdown really. I mean I kind of went through it pretty fast, but that's the breakdown really of Webull Robinhood. Like I said, overall, I like Webull over Robinhood. If we're talking about every platform I've ever used before, and I've used like so many, I would rank them Ameritrade number one, Webull number two. I do like Webull a lot, but Ameritrade is number one. I don't think anything's gonna beat Ameritrade. Fidelity, I would probably say number three, um, and I guess we could put Robinhood number four, Chase number five, and who cares after
Man, I
that?
got my own little. All right.
What you got? Let me hear
Thinkers,
it. Let me hear it.
Thinkorswim, E Trade, Chase, Charles Schwab, and
Okay.
that's really it.
See the problem with the Chase, Charles Schwab, they don't have good tools They don't have good
See,
charting tools.
Chase is starting now, so I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. See, the only reason why I like Chase is because the way they have it set up with your bank account,
Mm-hmm.
because they're like a big banking institution. The way they have it set up, you literally can take a percentage of some of your check and literally make money on swing trades.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that kind of puts that at number 4. Now that all could change.
Well, where would you put Robinhood?
Oh no, man, Robinhood is probably 5 or 6. To be honest with you,
Well, I had them at
it's
number 4. I had them at number 4, but that's my primary trading platform, though. I
yeah, you
use
know what I mean. I still use Robinhood. It's just the thing with Robinhood is just like I don't feel like it's just really commercialized. The only reason why people know Robinhood because it's really just superly commercialized. Like the only way you're gonna know about WeBull if you went to go find it. When's
right,
the last
right.
time
That's like
you seen a
hardcore.
commercial for WeBull?
Yeah, that's like hardcore traders would know what
Yeah,
Webull is.
exactly. So like that's why I say I'm gonna check that out. And that probably go right at 2 or 3.
Right.
And the thing about it, once you start getting good and you start really getting into trading, you start really making money, you start let's say, you start investing, you start buying and holding and stuff like that, you're not gonna want to stay on Robinhood.
Yeah, Robinhood is like for beginners.
Yeah, it really
If
is.
you
It
just want to
really
go and
is.
you want to buy, like what I was saying when I was like, man, I feel sorry for the buy and holders. Buy and hold, Robinhood. That's good to get your feet wet, man. Even though, what I'm saying, I'm talking all the smack about Robinhood, but that's where I have most of my money. But that's just because the commissions are free and they have options, so I just deal with it. But when something else comes along, like a Webull, if they offering options for free, and they do it the same way that you do stocks. One screen I can get in and out fast, similar to Thinkorswim. Webull is going to be my number one platform. That's going to be now if they get options, if they do everything, if they have the same things that Ameritrade have, like options, stuff like that, and commission free with the desktop app, everything, they're going to be the only thing Ameritrade will have over them is customer service. That's it. They'll have everything. They'll be doing everything that Ameritrade's doing. I mean, the desktop app is phenomenal. I mean,
Of
it's
course.
excellent.
The thing about it, it's hard to tell until,
Till it happens.
close until it happens. That's
So
really it.
so that's our stock brokerage draft. They had the NBA draft. We had the stock brokerage draft today. So I think
Yo,
I think Ameritrade was clearly Zion Williamson. That was clearly the number one pick. But there's some other options out there. And like I said, man, I like Webull sitting there at number 2. So um, anything else you want to add, Kenny?
that's really it, man. That's really it.
All right, man. Yo, you can find me at Camboni11 at um, CAMBONI11 at Instagram, Twitter, StockTwits, anything. Also, follow us on Spotify, our Marathon Money podcast on Spotify, and also, support the podcast, Cash App Marathon Money, and join our Facebook chat, man. We have some real good discussions in there. Kenny, where can they find you?
You can hit me up on Instagram, KingCon23, Twitter, Kendrick Collin, 2 N's in the middle. And if you're part of the Facebook, you already know. You can hit me up in a group chat, or I'm gonna see the messages when you guys join. So, hey, get us on the Cash App, support us. Spotify, Apple. Hit us up, man. We trying to get big.
All right, man. Next week. Peace.
Peace.